John, thanks for that. It's great to be here with you today. You're powering America, and I'm pleased and honored to represent you in that effort. I'll say a couple of housekeeping things. First, I wanted to introduce Connor House. Connor, if you'd raise your hand. So Connor and then HD, these are my district representatives. HD is my district director. And I'll apologize in advance. After I give this speech, which hopefully won't be boring, and actually it's going to celebrate you, not bore you, because you're amazing, and my words hopefully will reflect that. But I'll need to leave right after that. It's been a tough 2 weeks. Utah Valley University, the shooting at Charlie Kirk just a couple weeks ago that happened, and so I've been invited to meet some of those children they are children that had to witness this horrific event, and right after this I'll be heading back to Utah County to see those kids. And so if you'll excuse me, my intention was that I could spend all day with you and learn from you, intermingle and mix, and learn the things that I need to learn from you. But my designees will be here. Actually, Connor's going to be here today and tomorrow. And Jared, my chief, was here yesterday for the golf outing, but my apologies that I'll need to leave for that. These children, they need support, so I'm going to go do that. But I'm a doctor. I'm not an oil producer. I'm not a natural gas guy, but I know energy. I know what it takes to function as a human. And the fact is that without the food and drink, the oxygen that we consistently have to take in, our bodies will fail us. And you are that energy infrastructure for the body of our nation. And I am proud to represent you and help fight for you when people are fighting against you. They're trying to disempower you from doing the work that you're doing. And I want to empower you. So does President Trump. So does the Republican Conference. We are working diligently in Washington, D.C. And I'll give you a few local introductions to the things that we've been working on, and then I generally want to speak to you. The Uintah Basin is a critical hub for Utah's energy and economic future, but sustained growth depends on reliable infrastructure, and especially water and transportation. I've been working diligently along with my team to ensure that federal resources and streamlined permitting processes support your local priorities. To that end, I've secured $4 million for critical water infrastructure in Uintah County. This is for the Jensen Unit Pumping Plant, a project essential to ensuring reliable municipal water for the growing Ashley Valley community. With significant residential and industrial growth projected, this investment is vital for sustaining families, businesses, and new energy development. Now that $4 million designated is actually in the hands of the Senate right now. God willing, those senators will get off their shuffleboard and their bingo games that they're playing and actually push this thing forward. I'll say Senator Curtis and Senator Lee, they're not messing around, but there's a lot of senators that don't seem to want to do anything with these things that we do in the House, but we've sent that from the House over to the Senate. We're crossing our fingers they're going to get it done. I'm working closely with the Trump administration as well as the House Transportation and Infrastructure Committee, which I serve on, to move forward the Uintah Basin Railway. This is going to open new opportunities for energy and industrial exports, and if I didn't have to schlep myself back and forth to Washington, D.C., and I had the doctor money that I used to have when I worked in an industry that I could actually make money in, not in Congress where I've been impoverished in many ways. I'd love to invest in some property in this area because I know over the next 10 to 20 years, this area is exploding and will continue to explode, but God bless you in that opportunity. I hope all of you are buying up all of the property for the tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of people that will be moving in here. Streamlining that permitting process is essential to cut red tape, protect jobs, and help secure the basin's economic future. So these are some of the local things that I'm working in, and I'm really grateful to be with you today. I love coming out to the basin. Since I started campaigning in January of last year, I've been out here 16 times. I routinely get how come you never come to the basin? It's like, how come you never come to my meetings when I come to the basin? It's like, I'm coming. And it's really a great privilege to be here. But on average, I'm here every couple of months because I love you folks and what you're doing. And I'm proud to represent you in Congress and to make these visits opportunities to see the essential work that you do so I can fight for you in Washington, D.C. And everyone here is on the same page when it comes to production and delivery of petroleum products to the end user. And I'll just go to Uintah Wax every morning in Washington, D.C. I put a little bit of your chapsticks on my lips, and when I speak, I'm speaking from Uintah Wax basis, and I want to make sure I'm representing you. And Uintah Wax folks, if you got any chapstick around, I'm running out in Washington. I'd love to get a little bit more of that from you here today. As you know, petroleum is there for us when we run, walk, sit, lie down, fly, drive, cycle, or swim. And we must remember that our phones, tablets, computers, TVs, satellites, rockets, and the defense of our country all owe a great debt to our petroleum producers. And there's so much more. If we're buying oil and natural gas from our enemies like Venezuela and Brazil, places that do not on an international level want to support us, if Russia and China are supporting the energy infrastructure of the world instead of the United States of America, our very security is at risk. And I know we've got the finest military in the nation, in the world, but I'll also say that if we don't produce our own energy for those people to drive their tanks and fly their planes, we are at risk. All of us are at risk. Our liberty is at risk, and I'm fighting to make sure that your energy infrastructure is promoted. I wanted to make sure that you know that there are many people in this room that have worked long and with patience and determination to bring the Uintah Basin Railway into being despite ferocious opposition. I'll just say congratulations to all of you for your support of that vital project. Good work, and let's keep moving. I support an all-of-the-above approach to counter the ill-decided depletion of our strategic oil reserves under the Biden administration, regulatory reform of permitting and leasing of public lands, removal of the profit motive, powering NGO lawsuits at every turn, and addressing the inadequate and antiquated road and rail lines that impede the timely and cost-effective delivery of desperately needed energy. I prioritize eliminating America's reliance on foreign oil and gas and enhancing national security by bolstering energy independence. Republicans in the House of Representatives are working with President Trump to strengthen America's geopolitical power by ensuring stable supplies of domestic energy and restore a rightful share of the international energy export market, which I know you're invested in. I'm committed to swift expansion of domestic fuel production in order to reduce energy costs, create jobs, and modernize our energy infrastructure. By doing this, we deliver badly needed support for the American middle class, ensure American energy independence, and bolster both our national security and our economic prosperity. We must get government and the courts out of the way so that healthy market-driven competition can enhance America's energy independence by leveraging free market principles to promote the growth of all forms of energy. By championing the removal of burdensome regulatory barriers, I aim to foster a competitive environment where energy technologies can thrive on merit and innovation. How are we doing? I enthusiastically supported H.R. 1, which is called the Big Beautiful Bill. They're trying to call it now the Working Family Tax Cut Act, but nobody's heard of that. But anyways, I'm a big fan of H.R. 1, which we passed, and it covered a lot of ground. I'm going to go through some details of what that does in regard to you, and it does so much more. Number one, the bill mandates both increases in the numbers of onshore and offshore oil and gas leases and lowers royalty rates to encourage investment in new oil and gas projects. It increased enhanced oil recovery captured carbon credits for all producers to $85 per metric ton for equipment placed in service beginning July 5th of this year. In addition, it does away with compulsory depreciation in many cases, permitting us to make capital purchases and write them off immediately. The bill ends civil penalties under the punitive CAFE standards, effectively halting enforcement. When the cost of hauling goes down, not only does the price at the pump for the consumer go down, but producers' headaches over market volatility go down as well. In addition, H.R. 1 restricts American adversaries such as Russia, China, Iran, and North Korea from owning, controlling, or supplying material assistance or components to U.S.-based energy projects. Further tax credits earned by such projects cannot be transferred to those same rogue states directly or indirectly. That makes a lot of sense. China and Russia are not going to look out for you, and we need to make sure we're promoting you and not them. And I'll finish just by saying, how many of you work overtime? How many of you work with people that work on overtime? And the fact is that you will pay no taxes on your overtime, and we are proud as Republicans, as President Trump, and the conference are working to make sure that you hardworking folks that are making our society move forward, you are not going to pay tax on your overtime. And it's about time we give a hand up instead of a handout to the good hardworking people of our society. No tax on tips, big fan of that too for that waitress who's working double jobs trying to make ends meet and take care of her family. She's not paying tax on tips either. House Republicans are championing bills that explore energy production in space, increase American energy production in traditional and innovative ways, and that cut burdensome regulations put in place under the Biden administration. I support administrative actions like NEPA streamlining, the practical effects of which we see in the expansion of the Skyline coal mine. I'm addressing local coal mining concerns to resolve threatened administrative overreach concerning the Biden-era MSHA silica rule. America's energy producers, in whatever form they take, perform important services for our citizens in every area of our lives. The value your industry supplies to the counties, cities, and towns where your workers live and toil is immeasurable. The 3rd Congressional District, which I represent, has over 800,000 residents in 11 counties. It is unique for many reasons, and not all of them involve red sandstone, outdoor movie sets, and federal courtrooms. During over a decade of public service in the state legislature, now with my time in Congress representing the people of Utah, I've emphasized the good work you do. Your talents as engineers, accountants, and business managers, the equipment operators, supervisors, and haulers, and the numerous and important office and field staff make our system work, and God bless you for doing that. Heaven has placed us in a special place where the earth's treasures and its beauties are abundant. I've spoken on the floor of the United States House of Representatives about Utah and its people, about our innovation and our industry, about the good souls doing their best to provide selfless service both in their jobs and in their communities. And here in the Basin, that's especially true with the work you do. I look forward to continuing to represent you, and I look forward to championing American energy independence with you all. Thank you for your time today, and God bless you in the good work you do. I'll just emphasize again, as I did at the beginning, is you are the foundation of what makes our society work. Without energy, our bodies would not be able to get up and move. And without energy in our society screeches to a standstill. So keep up the good work, and just know on my part, I and my colleagues are fighting diligently to represent you and make sure Washington, D.C. works for you and you're not working for them. Thank you very much for having me here today.